Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry.
This is Blessed to Ball, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Blessed to Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Blessed to Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it, and my name is Strategic.
Good morning. How you doing? Late morning, early afternoon, depending on where you chiming in from. My name is Coach Carvel Bailey. Welcome to another season of Lunch and Learn, right? So I'm still teetering with it to be able to see exactly what time I'm gonna be before you all during the week. But so we'll make adjustments accordingly based on when I'm free. To be able to come and give you this knowledge. So it's been a while, but I wanted to get back on here, right? I want to just see if you've been paying attention, right? Summer's over, kids back in school, right? You see me here. Now, what does that mean, right? What has your athlete accomplished over this summer, right? What has your athlete accomplished over the summer? That's just a question that I would like for you to answer, right? What, has your athlete achieved over the course, of this summer? Had a whole summer of playing, basketball, probably the entire summer. What have they gotten from basketball this summer? Feel free to leave it in the comments, right? What are some things that they improved on, but then what are some things that they still need to work on that you as a parent may not be satisfied with? They've had again, a whole summer to improve themselves, but has that happened? So I want to talk about today real quick, right? Have you been paying attention? Some things in the news, and one has to deal with injuries. Another has to deal with marketability, right? Both of these stories are from the NBA, but even as a head college coach, on a junior college level, when we used to go to the national convention, the coaches convention, or the Final Four, what some coaches call it, right? That happens during the Final Four. The Division I coaches have a meeting. When the Division I coaches have a meeting, their meeting is 8 o'clock in the morning. And then you have a Division II coaches meeting that's probably at like 10 o'clock. And then you have a Division I assistant coaches meeting at probably like noon. And then you have a junior college coaches meeting at like 2:30. Well, the reason that it's structured that way is because everything starts from the top and works its way down. Does it make sense? Right? So everything that the Division I coaches are talking about, all the rules and new things that they put in place, then it trickles down to Division II. And then it trickles down to the Division I assistant coaches. And then those things trickle down to the junior college level. So, and in that, right, Division II and NAIA are both kind of having their meetings at the same time, but things trickle down. So what I'm gonna talk about today, real fast, is about what's happening in the NBA, but then those things trickle down all the way to the grassroots to where your athlete is. So the first story is hometown favorite Patrick Beverly is now a Laker, right? Patrick Beverly has now been traded to the Lakers, and he goes head to head, and Patrick Beverly is chippy with a lot of stars in the NBA, right? Patrick Beverly is a star himself in his own right because he's carved a niche in the NBA, and so he's able to keep himself a job. And most people want him. They talk about him, but they want him. So he and LeBron James have a pretty good relationship. Well, when we talk about marketing, and I'll always say your athlete is the brand. What we saw this summer is that Patrick Beverly was able to market himself as a human being that was very knowledgeable about the game of basketball, right? It's not always about how well can your athlete physically perform on the court, but how are they able to mentally respond? How are they able to mentally perform? How are they able to mentally react to things? A lot of athletes, that's where they go blank and their stock decreases because they may be able to put the ball in the basket, but they may not be able to tell you which basket is supposed to go in. Does that make sense? Right? They may be good at the thing, but they may not know and understand the thing. So your athlete has to show themselves as someone that understands the game of basketball. And so Patrick Beverly, in his defense, he's marketed himself as a defensive juggernaut. But this summer, he put himself in a whole different class because he was able to show the world that he's human. He's not just the aggressive defensive juggernaut, but he's human. But then he was also able to show that he understands the game and he has personality. But more importantly, he said it when he first started doing his talk show rounds. Everybody was focusing on his comment with Chris Paul, not understanding that him and Chris Paul relationship goes way back to when they were in high school. But Patrick Beverly said, if I'm on the Lakers, we go to the playoffs. He put himself in position. So my question to you, what is your athlete speaking? What is your athlete doing to put themselves in position to get what they want? What is your athlete speaking? What is your athlete doing to put themselves in position to get what they want? See, Patrick Beverly was able to market himself that way, and then he spoke it, but then he put himself in position to be able to get that thing that he want, which was to play for the Lakers. So your athlete is the brand. I want you as a parent to really understand that. Your athlete is the brand. They represent themselves. Then they represent you, the family name. Then they represent the school and the team in which they play for, as well as their community, right? And it goes beyond bigger and bigger and bigger, but it starts with them. So if your athlete isn't representing themselves as the brand, they're putting themselves in an uncompromising situation. So that goes from social media, how they speak, how they, dress, how they comport themselves, right? The things that they do, the places that they go, the presence that they have, all of those things are very, very important when we're talking about your athlete and them growing and making themselves more marketable. And then the second thing that I want to talk about is again in the NBA, right? So the Patrick Beverly, how does that work hand in hand? Well, he's able to market himself as your athlete marketing their self. Patrick Beverly was able to show that he's a human being, not just a basketball player. And so that made him more marketable. Is your athlete just, every time we see them, is it just about basketball or are they showing that they're human? And the second thing is Chet Holmgren, right? Played for Gonzaga for 1 year, number 2 draft pick. Chet Holmgren, news came out today that he's out for the year, right? Now I'm gonna look at my notes. You know me, I got my notes so I can stay on track. So Chet Holmgren was playing in summer league game this summer, right? This past week, and he tore his Lis Frank ligament. Lis Frank ligament. Right now, what this ligament is, right? And I'm gonna read it. So the Lis Frank ligament, it meets where the metatarsal bone and the tarsal bone connect. So the metatarsal bone are the bones that lead to our toes, right? The tarsal bones is what's in our arch. So if this is my foot, right, the toes, and then this is the arch of my foot, right, or the top of my foot, and then obviously this would be the arch, toes, top of my foot, arch, heel. Does that make sense? So the metatarsal, the toes, where those bones connect with the tarsal, which is right in the middle, that's the Lis Frank ligament. So he tore that ligament, and now he's out for the year. But this is what I want to say to you as the parent. There are a lot of athletes, younger athletes, that get hurt their rookie year. Just like it's a lot of high school athletes that get hurt right around the first month of college basketball season. Well, that's because the higher you get, the intensity is that much more. Typically, college players that go to the pros, they hit the wall like after the first month, month and a half, because they've played just as many games in that month and a half that they played their entire college career, especially if they were on a terrible team that wasn't going to the tournament. So they only played like 29, 30 games, right? Now, right? Said, I see your comment, right? They will start putting no pickup games in their contract. So, right, Cedric Pennington, good friend of mine, right? You hear me talking about, or especially if you're on my email list, right? You know who Rocket is, you know who Cartier Pennington is, right? Because I talk about him all the time, right? And talk about his success story as a guard in this game of basketball. Well, this is his dad said, right? And what said, we understand. Michael Jordan had a love of the game clause in his contract, meaning he could play anywhere he wanted to, whenever he wanted to. Well, this individual, Chet Holmgren, he's out for the year because he injured himself in a summer league game last week playing against LeBron James, right? LeBron James is in both of these conversations, the Patrick Beverley as well as the Chet Holmgren. But this is what I want to say. Parents, you help your athlete chase this dream of making it to the NBA so much to where they get injured when they get to college. Or then they get injured before they get to the pros. What good is it to chase a dream and never see it come to fruition? There are many, many, many athletes, right? They play basketball all year round. And this is coming from me, right? One of the best basketball teachers in the business, right? I'm gonna pat my own self on the shoulder. One of the best basketball teachers in the business. I'm not just a coach, I'm a basketball teacher. But so many athletes and their parents are chasing something, but then they never get to see it because they fall prey to injury. So rather than athletes understanding injury prevention, rather than athletes doing things to put themselves in place to prevent injury, they're just traveling and playing and traveling and playing and traveling and playing, and they're not taking care of their bodies effectively, right? It's too much wear and tear playing all year round. So you go from AAU, right? So you go from March to August, and then you go right into fall ball, and then you go right into the season, and then it's a never-ending cycle. And so it's a lot of wear and tear without taking time, right? LeBron James spends $1 million on his body and conditioning. But LeBron James also understands how to rest and recover. Parents, stop just beating your athletes down and they're going all around playing. When are they resting and recovering? They can still be doing basketball improvement activities by watching shows like this, tapping into programs that like we have, watching like my YouTube channel or anybody else's, but they can still get basketball improvement activities without just banging their body all the time. So instead of chasing the dream, why not kind of pace the destination in which they're trying to go? Because it makes no sense to do all of that, right? So, and injuries happen, but Chet did all of that. Now he's not able to realize his dream of being able to play in the NBA. Most people can play in the summer league, but now he has to wait a whole year, and hopefully that ligament improves. Anybody ever heard of Greg Oden? If you haven't heard of Greg Oden, have your athlete research Greg Oden. Things happen, right? Now, I'm not sure what Chet Holmgren has done. Hopefully he comes back and able to play. But what if he's not able to play? Now, in terms of marketability, has he put himself in position to do something else with basketball instead of just play basketball? So these are all the things that we help our athletes understand and improve on at Hoops Master University. We just don't stay with the playing, and our players and clients are probably some of the best athletes in their peer group. Like Cartier Pennington was one of the best, even at 5'6". He was the 4th string high school guard, but he started for me. Went to college, had an amazing career. Played 7 days a week as a globetrotter for 4 years. Because he understood the game, he understood the business of the game. Most athletes don't. That's why you need your athlete at Hoops Master University. So if you haven't had a chance to check out my free case study video, you should probably go check that out now to get a little bit more knowledge. It's right across the bottom of the scroll, but go check that out, right? They put millions of dollars, they put millions of dollars into these guys and go play in a non-sanctioned pro-am. Yep. Yeah, a change will come, said. Right? If nothing else, a pro-am is they're gonna be playing with all pros and not like whomever consider themselves a pro. Yep, foot injuries are tricky. Greg Oden, you know what I'm saying? He had a knee, right? Knee and foot, but it's all connected. When we talk about injury prevention, right? Coach Buzz Williams at Texas A&M right now, when he was at Marquette, he was the only coach that I knew that had an injury prevention plan in place. Like they did everything from looking at how the athletes, how they stand, to how they walk, to how they ran, because it's all connected. You ever heard the old song, your foot bone's connected to your heel bone's connected to your leg bone, right? Everything is connected. So if the feet are out of alignment, the hips may be out of alignment, which then messes up the knees, which then messes up the torso. It's all connected. But what I want to leave you all with today is your athlete should market themselves as the brand. They are their own brand. But then more importantly, your athlete should know and start preparing for injury prevention, because it will happen at some time to probably everyone if they play long enough. But do they have an out, or will they get stuck without having an out? So that's all I got for y'all today, right? I'm gonna play with the time a little bit, right? I got a, little open time here, and then I'm looking at my schedule. I may do like 11:50 to 12:20, possibly. Who knows, right? That time goes so fast. But go check out that free case study at BeTheRightRecruit.com and put yourself and your athlete in a better position to be more successful on and off the basketball court. All right, I got to go. It's about that time. But hey, again, y'all be great on purpose. Go check out that free case study video. All right, and stick around. Enjoy the theme song, right? Have a little bit more knowledge about what Hoops Master University is. I give it to y'all right here. Peace.
Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry.
This is Blessed to Ball, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Blessed to Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Blessed to Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvell Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it. And my name is Strategic.